I am not a financial advisor. These videos are all meant for educational purposes only. All Complete Trader Academy videos are my personal opinion and perspective. Trading carries a high level of risk, and all results are your own responsibility. Please always demo first. Hey everybody, welcome back to Complete Trader Academy's Daily Review. Today is June 30, Friday, end of the month here. Hope you all had a good week. Let's jump into it. So we had this massive bullish candle here. And as I was saying yesterday's review, that we would probably, Asia and London would probably just kind of start bringing it up, which it did, which was good news, but and then completely wiped out the daily imbalance. And plus, if you watch the previous videos, you'll see that I had this H4 imbalance also there. It was like sitting here, but I dragged it out. Sure enough, that's where price went. And that was that. So we closed and we took last week's high out as well. So if you look here closely, you'll see this past week, the high of last week. So that would be here, right here, not here, here. So let's go into a smaller time frame here. So as you see, we opened down here to the bottom, 15-minute, we opened up, we held support, came back in, held support, all through the midnight, middle of the night, came up here. Now I'm going to transfer up here. And this was 8:30. I think there was news, right? Yep. And look closely here. We had this imbalance. We had a shift above here, big imbalance, came right back into it at 8:30, and then 8:30 literally just took off. So this is where the buy would have been. And then where are you taking it? You're taking it to this daily imbalance. Plus we have the week gap of last week. So if I scrunch it out, you'll see it right there. But so I went to that. Then I tried to catch some sells here, and very, very, very choppy day as far as up until lunchtime. So took some losses here, and took some losses even up here. But price ended up keep rallying up. So did ES. So did not so much, but ES did, and went right to that H4 imbalance. Took a loss trying to catch this here. Again, all small losses, but my little small losses kind of added up. But then price played around forever, and sure enough, at the end of the day, look what time they did this. They did this at 3:55, like some assholes, right? And then you'll generally get a big retracement for the end of the week, because this is the end. This is the week candle. All this, right? And then they retraced it back. Where did it stop? Look at this. Right to that previous week gap. Not this week, but the previous week. So that being all said, I did struggle here, because what's funny is yesterday I tried to catch, if you look down here, yesterday I tried to catch this buy right here, which would be down here, this buy right here. And I got stopped out, and then I left it alone. And sure enough, that was amazing. And what's even worse for me is that I caught this. I caught this higher low right here that we discussed, and beautiful, and then I got out here. What possessed me to keep doing that? I'm going to reflect over the week for myself even, is that, you know, I'm losing sight of my higher time frame, right? I know I've been talking about it forever, and then I don't expect it to all happen in these next 2 days. So I'm kind of like, you know, affecting myself when I'm trading, and especially doing it live, and you know, just dropped the ball so many times, and you know, I'm not beating myself up for it, but the best advice, you know, even to myself, is trust your higher lows. You know, trust your process of understanding that when you have this shift here and it's coming back up, you definitely want to catch these higher lows. Now, it's obviously harder than said, right? But at the same time, it's not, because as traders, we make this shit harder than it should be. Coming back to here, when this was sitting here, take the buy, take it. Your stop loss could be here. Oh, well, even if you lose, because my intention here was I thought they would bring it back down to retrace a little bit more. I did call in the group. I did say, hey, we're going to retrace back into a 15-minute imbalance or whatever, and you'll see it here happening here. It's kind of hard to see it on this 15-minute, but it did retrace back and into a block. So, and then this is kind of what it looks for. It's just fake move back. See this pullback? So when you're up here, and this is a retracement, right? So this is not a healthy retracement. That's why I wasn't really sold, but at the same time, it is a retracement. So when this pops back up here, this is not a selling. This is, you're just setting up for the buy, right? So they always present the fake move, and this happened to be at 8:30. So if you look at the range here, from here, keep going. Forget all this mess right here. Keep going. This is kind of like the leg here, to the higher high. And the retracement here is the higher low. Now, I thought this was going to be a break of structure here, right? But this was really just taking liquidity. See this? All this shit? It was just taking liquidity. And I watched it happen. I was like, dude, they just took the liquidity. This wasn't a break. But I still believe that it could have been a break, right? Because I was expecting to sell maybe from here. So I was like, okay. But take a look here. This swing here to here comes right to the 61, right? Very nice. And then that was a buy. And sure enough, price came back up here. And at this point, I'm a little confused. I have this marked, but I'm like, I'm just thirsty to sell, because we've been buying. But price came back up, retraced right back. The 61 respected here. You can see the bodies here respecting as well. And then this was your next higher low buy. Even though it didn't break here, fine. But this is still considered a higher low. But this would have been really the next move to catch. But here, to catch this was also not a problem either. It came right into this block here. And the time, it ran on a macro of between 11:50 and 12:10. And you can see it here running, and boom, starts to run, right? So program is running, and then at this point, I'm kind of pretty much done with the day anyway. But then I sit here and try to catch some of these sells, and that's just me being me just not doing well, not trading well. Just should have left it alone, and it wasn't that serious, not a big deal. Even though I might get some drawdown, my drawdown is small. And when I nip it in the bud, it's basically when I stop. So it's like, okay, if I stop, that's good. Someone else's drawdown would be in the thousands of dollars, blowing accounts and all this shit. Me, my risk is always very small. And yes, I might get some losses catching some of these trades, but the reward for each attempt is very large. Right. And I've programmed myself this way, all these years to kind of like stick to that. So, I'm sitting here still growing in that sense, but, very clear day. What is the learning lesson? What is the idea today? The idea is catching these higher lows. Watch. If you watch the structure, it is very clear, but we make it hard, and you see all these other options, and it kind of plays with you, right? So, but the best advice is just to catch these fucking higher lows. If we're in a program of buying and you see a shift, I tried to catch this and it messed me up. I did catch this, but the thing is that yes, okay, I can make a quick whatever 100 points, 200 points, right? And being a day trader in a way sucks for that sense, because you're taking the profit, and there's nothing wrong with that, right? Especially if you're waiting for specific things to happen. If you look at all these, I won't get into it deep, but the point, what I'm saying is that if you just follow the higher high and higher low, you will win more times than anything else. But you have to wait for the higher time frame. When I say higher time frame, I'm saying 15-minute, 30-minute, hour. Wait for that to pull back and give you a decent pullback. You know, like okay, here this was a decent pullback, right? And it went up. This was just not favorable. This was just shit happens. You got to charge it to the game. But when it did it, you should also remember, hey, you came back into this zone here, very clear, and taking this liquidity. You have a 61. You take that buy, right? But you know, but if you're understanding that this is your swing and your high or low here, right? Because high or low is going to be preferably after taking some type of internal liquidity. So this is your high or low. So you want to buy this. Anything here, any of these outside levels, this is based off the time of the day it was a good buy. And it did come to a 61. And do I generally measure every day? I don't generally measure it. I kind of like can see this without measuring. I'm just doing this for teaching purposes more too, but I don't generally measure this, but it can be measured, if that makes sense. If your bias is definitely obviously bullish, but the main takeaway is that it's fucking Friday, and I knew they would do this shit till 4 o'clock. I even told the guys in the group 4 o'clock. Sure enough, it's 4 o'clock right here. I mean, it's 5 minutes prior, and they did it, but they held this bitch all the way till then. And I said, you know, give up. Just don't even try to attempt any sell. Fuck all that. You should all be buying. And that's just what it is, you know. And it wasn't buyers or sellers buying. It was the algorithm is literally running for this. I mean, this is very, very clear, right? So, but the higher lows is what's key. So, I think enough about that. Other than that, so what's going to happen from here? Now, this is where I tell you I'm not sure, because this whole time, and you know, I'm what's sad is I'm barely taking my own advice. I'm giving you guys advice, and you know, whatever, it's all good. I'm not worried about it. But the point is that all this liquidity retraced right back, and this was the weak candle closing, very strong. So we have, I mean, here's the thing. So we have all this imbalance of price all right here. Okay. So, I mean, I could draw it, but you could see it right from here and here between these candles. I'll probably update it on Monday, but what do I expect from here? Well, this is a pretty big statement too. This is like pretty bullish. Would I like this to be a lower high here? Yes. All right. It does. If I measure from here to here, this is also a retracement of 79-ish. So, boom, right there to 79. Bodies respect. Look at that. Yeah, you get this little extra peak, but that's fine. Now, I would like this to hold, and I would like this to go where? In my perfect world, I'd like this to start selling. So just like how we did last week, we had this Friday here. This is last week's Friday. And I'm sorry, the previous week. Okay, so not last week, but the week before that on Friday, right? We opened up here and with a little gap, and it fucking sank down as well, right? Which would show you right this here. So we came and we took that out. Now, could this be a lower high? Yes, because I like this to be a break for here, right? But the way we're closing here, it's a lot of strength. So Monday, they could set this. This could be very ugly. So you see this right here, all this right here action with this high here and just this price action. Well, I'm expecting something like that to build here because it's going to suck. This is, I'll be honest with you, I don't know which way it's going to go, but I know it's not going to be that pretty. Can we gap down? Probably, but on Sunday night. But you know, we're looking for a top here and a way for it to build, and then some type of displacement. You're waiting for this big displacement of candle, and we'll see how it goes. The only issue with all this, I'm saying, is if I look at ES or NAS, you'll see that they're literally all the way up here. I mean, and there is some more room to come up if it wants to. Even though, yes, I want to be bearish, but dude, having this bearish mentality is hindering. Would be hindering trading. Now you could still be bearish and get up to here. Okay, perfect. But from here, I don't know. I feel like what they're gonna do. Make a long story short, I feel like the inflation and the world that we're shifting. I'm starting to believe that, because I know the stock shouldn't be up here, the price wise, and I'm still expecting lower pricing, but I'm thinking that, you know, they're setting in the value of companies and assets, because it's very hard to make money in this world right now. In general, right, of general assets. So so inflation is like 1970. Then going to the next inflation period of where price you never see price go back, like just like houses, for example. So what I'm thinking is that they're keeping the value of, because, you know, we've been moving up for 100 years. Okay, so if that's the case, yes, we get our pullbacks like we did in COVID and we did in 2022. But what I'm saying is that I'm thinking that they're starting to keep the value, so where, you know, the value is what it is there's no getting in at a bottom level, you know, unless you did get in earlier in the year. But you follow what I'm saying? Like, so whatever. I'm trying to make this short, man, is for you to be up here and still up here, you need to either really come down from here. We're in this wick right here. So does this wick get taken out? Look at this wick and this wick. If you look at this week, if you look at this weekly chart, look at this. Look at that. It doesn't take it out. Okay, so that's what I want to see in a lower high, but that's a lot of fucking liquidity built. And you have that. Now, I mean, does the value come up? I mean, dude, it can do whatever it wants first to come up here, then come down. Perfect world, I'd like for it to start coming down. Do its business here of up top, and then just start building a leg down. But it's bullish. I mean, you know, there's no question about it. It's not bullish. So at the same time, I like this as a break here, and this is a retrace of a lower high. So we'll see what happens. This is where I tell you I don't know. So hope this helps. You guys take care. Have a good weekend, and God bless.